Yo, 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 it's Market Marks Terror. Fuck's sake. Hi. Bye. That shit always fucking cracks me up. We gotta laugh and have fun, right? Life's too short. You gotta talk shit, have fun, and do crazy things. Bye. Hi. We gotta remain crazy. Yeah. That's how I feel. We gotta remain crazy, Marty. I'm sure they must crack up when they hear it. They must be like, "This woman's crazy," but it probably makes them laugh because it makes me laugh. So if something makes me laugh, like you gotta like appreciate it. You don't have to, but it's nice to. That's for sure. I laugh all day, every day, unless something bad happens, obviously. I'm always cracking up. I'm always laughing. My cousin came up here today. Came up here for like an hour and a bit, maybe an hour and a half. He's getting a divorce too, so he was coming up here telling me about what's going on. His parents, his mom's really sick, but otherwise, we talked about a few negative things, and then we laughed a lot, always talking shit. So it's like every time we see each other, we always crack up and laugh. It's good to laugh. Yeah, and I'm always talking shit. I can't help it. It's a part of my life. It's part of who I am. If I don't laugh, some people be like, "What's wrong with you, Mark? You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just tired, probably. If I'm too tired to laugh, then I probably won't." But usually I'll laugh all day, every day. I love it. It's good to laugh all day. It's good to laugh. Yeah, he's all right. We have like this saying where like we're not like we know a lot of people. We know a lot of guys that can't handle divorces, and they get too involved, and they feel like some guys I know, like good friends of mine, they allowed the woman to put them in a mental state of mind, and they never recovered, you know because they can't handle the failure. But I always tell people like you should never feel that way. It's just life, and you should just move on. So he told me that he was in like a mood at some point in times, like what the hell did I do. But now he's fine. His energy seems much better. He's still like he still talks to his, wife. She's not his ex-wife yet, but they're separated. They live in different places. But there's he says now that they're separated and they don't live together, they get along better. And I was like, well, some people you can't live with. It's just the way it is. I know a lot of people who get a divorce and they separate from each other and they get along better because you're not up each other's ass all day. And that's one thing about me. I don't want no woman around me all day, every day. You ain't aggravating the fuck out of me all day. I need a break. I can't have a woman like attached to me all day, every day. Even if I love you to bits, like I need a break. Yeah, exactly. Like sometimes if you can be cool with somebody and you didn't disrespect each other like in a bad way, and you could still like be friends, I find that that's sometimes the way it should be. That's the way it's meant to be. Sometimes you can't help, you know. And that's one thing that I told him today. I said, you know what? I've had, my share of girlfriends throughout my 20s and 30s. And when I reached 40, like I pretty much gave up. Like I was like, this isn't worth my energy or my time anymore. So for the past like 6, 7 years, I've been like single and not even thinking about a relationship, not even care, because I feel so much better without it. And in order for me to be with somebody, I really have to like get to know them and trust them. And these women nowadays, they don't want to learn and trust and get to know you. They just want to fuck you and leave you and take whatever they can in between. So I can't deal with women like that. So I just live my life and just don't even care. I told him today that I don't give a shit about a relationship. I really don't. I love being by myself and with my family, my nephews, my dog, and being in my workshop now. That's why God put all these things in front of me. He's like, look, Mark, don't worry about these hoes, man. Fuck that shit. Just go. You're old enough now. You had a good innings. You don't need that shit in your life now. Fuck that. And that's how I feel like. But I always have that little glimpse of hope that somebody will like, step up to the plate and be like my girlfriend or something like that, or have some woman in my life. But I kind of like don't really care, you know. I'd rather have multiple women friends like I have now that I talk shit to and have fun with than have like a woman that's jealous and I can't have any friends, women friends, you know? So it's like, I'd rather be single and have women friends and talk shit to them and have fun with them, and then to have some woman tie me down and tell me I can't speak to other women. And I'll tell her go fuck herself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, because if you do, you're gonna cause more problems. And you don't really have to get married. You just can be cool with somebody. And that's like how I feel. I feel like I'm cool with every woman that comes in here, and I'm cool with women here and where I live. And I just like being cool with everybody. I don't have to like fuck you or live with you or be your girlfriend. You be my girlfriend. I don't need all that shit. That's cool. We can talk shit and have fun. I'm cool with that. Hey Virgo, thanks. Yeah, I was debating on whether I should put this shirt on because some people are like, "What's that on your shirt?" It's splattered like paint, like it's a design. Hey Harmona, how you doing? So yeah, like that's. I told my cousin today that my neighbor, she's a banging chick. Like she's fit. She's got a big bum, and uh, hey Miss Bikini, hi Mo. So she's a good looking woman, and she's like 37 or something like that. She's like 10 years younger than me. And there's some interest there on her side. She always like says hello to me, and she's always cool with me. She's always trying to like, put herself in front of me and get me to say something to her or get me to acknowledge her. Like I call her a filmer because like a lot of people that film out the mouth, They like to like look at me. And I don't really like women like that. Or because you look good doesn't mean that I like you. And I'm like, fuck you, like. And she's already like turned me off plenty of times, but then she thinks that she can just come back into my life and just be cool with me all of a sudden. And I'm like, fuck you. I don't care if you're fine. I don't care if you got a big ass. I don't care if you're like fit and everything. Why you ain't got no man? That should tell you something right there. You know? So fuck you. So I'm cool with her. I speak to her. I say hello to her, and we chat every now and then. But I don't have a desire to go after her just because she's good looking and has her shit together. I don't really care. You know, a good looking woman is a headache sometimes. You know, but yeah. So I try to encourage the divorcees and people that have bad relationships and say, hey, look, you really don't need that shit. You just love yourself and be cool. No problem, Hermano. I'm glad we've figured it out. I'm glad we figured it out because we were kind of like, what the fuck's going on here yesterday? And then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, now we got it all covered. We got it all sorted out. So I'm glad we sorted it out. That's the main thing. The main thing is sorting it out because sometimes when I get spirit, I never doubt it. Like I said earlier to you, I never doubt what spirits I get, and I never doubt for 1 minute that that person is of some significance. But I knew it's gonna make sense sometime, some way, somehow, and literally 24 hours, see, it made sense. So if I knew it's gonna. If when I heard you say that, I was like, yeah, see, I knew it. I knew this shit was gonna make sense some point in time because that's how I look at things. I always make sure that I try and figure it out or find a way to figure it out or the next day or the next week or the next whatever, it'll get sorted out eventually. One thing about spirit, they never let me down. They always come through in some way, somehow. So it's all good. I'm just glad we figured it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The other uncle was the one talking because you were like, I don't really know anybody that is like that. Because see, I saw his face, but he still looked like bigger than he looked in those pictures you sent me. He looks bigger than that. But what it is I just got like this part up. So he looked like he was sick and swollen. So like, but that when you sent me the picture, I was like, that's the face I saw yesterday because I told you the guy was bald and he had like little hair on his side or whatever, and he was talking. So, but like he just looked different. So maybe because he just died 2 weeks ago, that's probably why. Because it's like he looked he looked swollen to me, like he looked sick. He could have had fluids running through his body, and that's why he in spirit he looked different. Because that happens sometimes. Sometimes you get like an image and it doesn't look right, but when you see a picture of him, you're like, oh fuck yeah, that's the guy right there. As soon as I saw that picture, I'm like, yep, that's him. I'm like, yeah, that's the guy I saw, but he just looked bigger in spirit. He looked different, like sick. But it made sense because he was there talking, and all three of them were together, so I knew it was something. But see how crazy it is? Like you don't think about it at the time because you just found out. So you don't think about it at the time, like like nah, that can't be him because he ain't dead. And then you find out he was dead. That's why he came through yesterday. So it all got. That's why I was like, I know you remember, but yesterday, like that's why I was like, there's got to be more to this story because this don't make no fucking sense. And then today it made all the sense in the world, and that's why I love it because it makes you think about who the hell it is, and then when you figure it out, you're like, oh no wonder, now I know why. But that just shows you like that, spirit, sometimes they're not going to say, hey, it's me, Bob, or hey, my name is Mark, or hey, my name is whatever. They don't really do that shit because they're not obligated to tell me who they are. It's none of my business, you know? And I'm not sitting there saying, okay, there, whoever you are, bald guy, who are you? I'm not going to sit there and interrogate them because I'm privileged enough for them to come to me. So I'm not going to interrogate them and say where you live, what's your age, what's your name, who the fuck are you, when were you born? Like, I don't do that shit. To me, it's pointless. Because if I'm describing you, that's the only thing. When you give a police report, what do you say? Oh, the guy was tall, he was this, he was that, he looked that way, he's white, he's black, he's Hispanic, he had a hat on, he had glasses, he had this, he had sneakers. You don't say, oh yeah, his name was Mark and he's from Bermuda and he ran away. But he only ran for 2 minutes because he can't run. You see what I'm saying? So like that's exactly how spirit presents themselves. I get names once in a blue moon, but it's not gonna descriptions is everything. You gotta describe everything. So that's the best part of it. Yeah, exactly. He didn't have all the facts because he had just passed away. So like he had, hey Justin, how you doing? But I'm glad it all worked out though. I'm glad we figured it out. But yeah, it's and that's what I tell people, like that he died 2 weeks ago and he already came through. And people like always say, oh yeah, you can't channel somebody that died unless like it's like 3 months or a year because they gotta cross over. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Leave it to me and just shut your mouth. That's one thing I hate when a fake medium says shit like that. That pisses me off. I'm like, woman or whoever, shut the hell up. You cross over immediately. Who the hell you think you are to cross somebody over? Are you mental? Our friend used to do that shit. Miss V. I remember when she was doing readings with me, she used to say, oh no, the reason why I can't get them because I have to cross them over. And I have a portal hole in my closet and I'll cross them over. I'm just gonna open my closet and just, put them in this hole and cross them over. I'm like, you are? Okay, well, you do that, sweetheart. Meanwhile, I can see the person right then and there. You ain't gotta cross nobody to fuck over. Who the hell you think you are? Since when did God put you on earth to cross anybody over? That's why me and her parted ways eventually. I tried. I'm only the real deal because Spirit knows that I'm going to tell you the truth. Spirit ain't going to go to no liars and give them the information. I'm only as real as they make me. Without them, I'm nobody. But if I lie to you, I'm going to get the wrong answers. And they're going to be like, fuck this guy, But if I'm honest, like I have been, they're gonna give me the information because they love the fact that I'm being honest with everybody. Exactly, Hermana. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, honest to God, Marty. I used to deal with this lady. I'm not gonna bash her or anything because she had a good heart at the time. She was going through some bad things, and I read for her a few times. And once she found out that I was as real as it gets, I helped her like open up her gift. But her gifts were like, her gifts were okay when she told the truth. Cause she really was good. But the problem is she let money and she let like getting popular too quick and getting back on track too quick get to her mind. And she was bullshitting everybody with that portal in a closet. Then like she was burning incense one day and her fire alarm kept going off, her smoke detector, and everybody was like, what the fuck's wrong with this woman? Like, turn it down, like turn down that smoke, sweetheart, or turn off those smoke detectors. And she was like, no, no, it's nothing to do with the smoke. It's spirits. Spirits here. They always turn on my smoke alarms. I'm like, sweetheart, just, turn it down. And just like, just shut the fuck up with the bullshit. Like you're old enough now. Like you don't see me doing that shit. Just let's like have a nice session here and read spirit and just like you ain't gotta go above and beyond with the bullshit. Like. But she was one of those crazy women. I haven't seen her ever since. I ain't even heard about her. But she was cool while it lasted, and then she went crazy. Not my product. But yeah. Most people that do mediumship, they let the spirit take over their body, see, and they don't understand how it works. Rudy, yeah, that's Marley's friend. He's a special guy. He's a special guy. Marley has a spot in our heart for him. Yeah, he's a little special. Yeah. The best thing to do, right, is ignore people like that. When they start rambling on and on and on, just stay quiet, like. And the thing is, he said goodbye, guys, but he never left. He was just checking to see if we would talk shit about him. But he's like one of those type of guys who are special. The best thing to do is just ignore him. Don't like keep feeding him information or keep running talking to him. And then that's the best thing. Because at the end of the day, he's not like doing anything extreme. He's not disrespecting anybody. He's just a little special. You know. A lot of people are like that. There's a lot of special people out there. He wants somewhere to hang out. Poor guy. It's Marley's special friends. We all have 'em. As long as he don't come over here and start aggravating me, then we'll be all right. Nah, it's nothing to do with you, Marley. You're fine. You're good. He's cool sometimes. But sometimes like he goes off. He's like, he didn't have no sex and all that shit. I don't need to know about your sex life, bro. Nobody gives a fuck if you ain't getting no coochie or not. Nobody cares. You know. Yeah, I know, Rudy. Sometimes it's like you don't know how to take people, but the best thing to do is not to like entertain. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It wasn't that bad. I mean, there's sometimes I want to get rid of him because I'm like, this guy is like just clogging up the chat with bullshit. But we all have special people in our chat rooms. It's life. Sometimes we gotta have them around. Sometimes to give us a good laugh, or you know, sometimes their brain will focus for a few minutes and say good things, and then sometimes their brain wanders off into the forest or wherever, or in the closet in the portal hole. That's probably what it is. They probably, you know, they probably was in that portal hole in the closet. A lot of people went there, got some. Yeah, I know. It's not easy, Justin. We try to be cool with everybody, and everybody's so sensitive these days. If you discriminate them or you talk bad about them, you know. So it's good to have them around. Yeah, in the closet. I never forget that woman. She was like, you know, I have a portal hole in my closet, and and when she told me that shit, I'm like, I try not to laugh and I try not to like diss her or anything like that, because some of these people really like they need help. And if you go off on them or you tell them that they're wrong, you're gonna make them worse. Like so, I think God sometimes puts people like that in your path just to see if you'll like judge them or disrespect them, or even like sometimes having them around, you know, you got somebody to talk about. Yeah, the chick that I'm talking about, she was a handful, literally. Yeah, or you cut them off if they get too out of hand. Some people in here, some people in the past, not now. I don't really have too many pain in the asses, just one or two every now and then. But some people I have to put in their place. But some people would say, "Oh yeah, Mark's rude." I'm not rude. Like if you ain't got no manners and you don't understand, like to shut the fuck up or stop like saying things or like overloading my chat room with your life. And I don't want you in here if you're gonna keep talking about yourself. Because if you're gonna talk about yourself in my channel or somebody else's channel, then get your own fucking channel. And you can talk about yourself all day for hours and hours and hours. You know? Like don't clog up my chat room with your fucking pathetic life or your fucking bullshit. Like, leave me alone. I'm in here trying to, help people. I'm not here to like worry about you. I'm gonna talk about me and I'm gonna talk about things that we're doing. But you ain't coming in here and taking over my chat room for no half an hour to an hour to keep talking about yourself all day, all night. Hell no. I got rid of those people already. But you never know. Sometimes people go through things and you want to be there to help them. But that guy, he's just like you can tell. Like for him to say certain things, you're like, oh boy, this guy is special. I would never admit that shit if that was me. I ain't gonna go in nobody's chat room talking about I ain't never had no sex. What the fuck are you like 15 or 16 or you just got hair on your nuts last week or something? You know, I don't know what's going on with that shit. I would never tell nobody that shit. I ain't telling nobody I ain't getting no coochie. Fuck that. Ain't none of your damn business what I'm doing. Even if I was. Yeah, it really is all good. But as long as the person's not like disrespecting you and being gross, then it's cool. Like some people are just daft and just dopey and shit. They just say stupid shit. And you're like, okay, cool. No problem, buddy. Okay. No, he weren't advertising his cucumber because he ain't using it. He admitted that he ain't using his cucumber. Poor guy. I feel sorry for him. I was gonna say, hey, you want me to buy you a hooker, bro? Crack your nuts tonight? That's cool. Oh yeah, that's the great Antigone. Yeah, she asked me if there's an airport in Bermuda. That was hilarious. You know, it's not easy. That's Marley's friend too. See, Marley's friends comes in here and they ask me all sorts of crazy questions. I blame Marley. See, Marley's like, hey guys, go to Mark's. We all have a great time over there. Next thing you know, do we have an airport in Bermuda? No, we just have ship arrivals. But it's all good. We all know people from other people, and it's all. Yeah, and she says she loves my dimples. And Antigone's she's a handful. She's cool. She means well. I don't have nothing against her or whatever. She just likes to talk shit and tease me, and I understand it, but sometimes it's a little bit too much. But I know how to handle her. Yeah, yeah, probably. I know how to handle her. She likes talking shit. Yeah, you have to fly on the back of pigeons or flamingos. Flamingo Express runs all the time. Yeah, see there. Yeah, there you go, Miss Bikini. Yeah, don't do it too much. You might get sex excited. I don't want you to turn into a widow. Yeah, she's like that sometimes. Even in Marley's room, when she's in there, she talks shit to me, and she be like, "Oh, where you been?" I'm like, "I'm hiding from you." I always give her shit, and she gives me shit too. But sometimes it's a little bit like too much. Like that yesterday, it was a little bit too much, and I had to like put her in her place a few times, tell her calm the fuck down, and I'm reading Ilda right now, so I'll get to you. Like, yes, I'm cool. But yeah, I do it in Marley's room all the time. And when she sees me in there, she's like, "Where you been?" I'm like, "I've been hiding from you." And in there, we all laugh and talk shit. She's not offending me, so it's like as long as she don't offend me or disrespect me, which she doesn't. So like she just likes to be a pain in the ass, which is cool. I can handle her. I'm just like I just like Jocelyn said, I answered it beautifully. Sometimes we need that entertainment. Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. There's been a few people that there's been a few people that have tested my patience in here and think that they're like my buddy and pal and they're not. Yeah, when people are getting a medium, like when I do a medium shit reading or any reading for anybody, as long as you're not like bothering me and you're talking amongst yourself, I don't care. Like, that's cool. But don't like, get involved in the reading. Like don't get involved within the reading and don't like say, "Oh yeah, that's me too. I did that," and say it afterwards. Because sometimes like I'm focusing too much on, but I know how to handle it now. I'm pretty good at like not acknowledging stupid shit. That's why like yesterday after I dealt with Ilda's reading, I went back and checked the chat and I started to talk shit at afterwards. Like I don't like to neglect anyone or like miss people's work because then they get mad or they might get sensitive. Mark doesn't care about me. He didn't look at my where oh my god. And I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I try to cater to everybody and see what everybody's saying. I don't want nobody to be like, yeah, Mark don't give a shit about me. Even though I don't give a fuck what anybody says anyway, but yeah, I mean, all I demand in here really is respect from everybody and respect other people in here. Don't go at each other, don't disrespect each other. It's not worth it. It's not, the right thing to do. You know. I like to have fun in here and talk shit. Once people start arguing amongst themselves or act up, is delete, block, and goodbye. So people know the deal. Yeah, no headlocks. But it's been pretty good in here. It's been pretty good in here. The last person that I had to deal with was, so and so. I had to get rid of her because she was just asking too many dumb fucking questions. I had to get rid of her, and apparently my friend got rid of her too. So there you go, Dan the man. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people, right, don't know how long I've known certain people in here. So if I'm giving Ilda a reading, and I'm giving her like a long reading or I'm focusing a lot on her, it's because I've known her for a long time. I've known Ilda for probably maybe 4 or 5 years since I started. and she's been in my tarot class. A lot of you probably don't know this, but I used to teach tarot, and I had 7 or 8 classes on Zoom where I taught people how to read tarot and taught people how to read situations. And I had, I made my own decks and things like that. Um, and Ilda's always been there since day one. And people have tried to separate me and her. Well, a person tried to separate us in the past, and we're still very good friends. And if I'm doing something extra for somebody, it's because I know them, I love them, they're my friend, and they're my client, and they're somebody that I cater to more. So don't get offended. It's just that you ain't been in my life as long enough to get that treatment. So if you've been here and you respect me and you know me and we're cool, then I'm gonna give you everything. I'm gonna help you as much as I can. So a lot of people don't understand that, like, where they're like, oh yeah, he gives more to so and so, and don't give enough to me. That you gotta understand why I do it. And sometimes that's not even like the reason. It's just I do it because I'm getting information. So if I'm getting information, I'm gonna spit it all out. So if I don't get information, then you're not getting that much. It's life. You're at the end of that message. So what do you want me to do? Like, fuck. What do you expect for like $5, $10? Like, what the fuck do you think this is? Full fucking reading? But I don't have too many complainers. I don't have people who like come in here and talk shit and all that. Like, I give to everyone because I want to. And if you get a long reading, consider it like Spirit's way of saying, hey, look, I had a lot of information for you tonight. And then go about your business. If I don't have a lot of information for you, it's because it's not that way. So get over it. It's life. What do you want me to do? Fuck you think I am? But it's all good. Like, I you can't please everyone. Not even God can. Not even Jesus. Not even no one can please. And not even the devil can please you. You know? People always gonna complain about everything. Yeah, Rudy, I wish that they would, but a lot of people like have something to say all the time. They feel the need to like put their 2 cents in without knowing anything, or want me to explain why I did this or why I did that, or what this person is to me. Ain't none of your fucking business. If I'm new to somebody's channel, I'm not gonna question anything they do because I'm new. But if I've been with that person for like 4 or 5 years, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm one of the crew. Like, I'm part of the family. So there's not too many people that have been here for a long time anymore because those people are all gone and evolved. They're still my friends, but they don't need me anymore, you know? And great, they're still my friend, but they don't need a reading. And they'll come in here once in a while. Hey, Mark, long time, let's see, love you, take care. Or even on my Instagram. And I'm not offended that they don't come in here no more. It's life. Everybody evolves and goes their way. People are in your life for a reason or a season. If I helped you for a year or two, great. And you got a better life, I'm happy for you. And if you tell me about it, I'll be happy for you anyway. You know what I'm saying? People come and go. People are like fucking recycled cans. You come, you go, you get better, goodbye. Smell you later. But it's good. It's good to have different people come around and the same people, react with you a year later or say hello or whatever. That's all good. You don't need a reading every fucking day, and you don't need a reading every week, and you don't need a reading every month. You don't need nothing. You need yourself. But if you want a reading, this will be a good place for you to come to, because I'll give you the truth. So help me God. No problem, Hermana, anytime. Yeah, I know you don't ask for much, but when you do, I give you as much as I can, you know? And I know you appreciate it, you know? So that's the difference. And we've known each other long enough now, so you know, that's all that matters. Yeah, my daytime peeps are people who are in a different time zone, so they see me different. Yeah, different time. I have. That's why I come on during the day sometimes too, because a lot of people complain that I come on too late. You know, so I come on during the day and I get totally different people. And those are the people that I used to know, or they see me and they're like, "Hey, Mark, blah blah blah, blah, talk shit, have fun." That's all good. Like I've had a lot of people come through this chat room, thousands of people. I've had tons of people come in here, even if it's one time, two times, 8 times, 100 times. A lot of people have passed through here, and whether they got something or not, great. If they didn't, oh well. Go see the lady in the closet with the portal hole. She'll help you. She'll cross you over. She'll put you in that portal hole and take you to another dimension where you need to be, because this isn't enough for you. God bless her. I hope she's okay. I really do. I hope she's okay. I don't know anything about her anymore. She disappeared. But no problem, Justin. I'm glad I can help. You know, and I appreciate your presence and you know everybody. I appreciate everybody coming in here and having fun. You get a reading, you don't. I have people that come in here that have never had a reading with me ever, and it don't bother me one bit. And I give them a message with no problem. I don't care. You can come in here and never get a reading from me for years. It don't bother me. It's not like I'm not obligated to tell you to give me a reading. You're not obligated to get a reading. Some people just want to come in and have fun and just talk and just need somebody, a community to be a part of. I'll never get offended. There's a person that comes in here, I'm not gonna say their name, but there's a woman that comes in here that's been coming in here since I started, and she's never got a reading from me. Never. But um she's a good person. She's a good friend. She respects me. She comes in here and talks to me. We relate to each other. And I've never ever told her like, fuck you, I'm not giving you nothing, or and she never asks for a card. I'll say, do you want one? And she'll like, yeah, sure, okay, fine. But she'll never outright ask me for anything. She just wants to be a part of the channel and talk and have fun. And that's okay. I don't have no problem with that. Like nobody's obligated to come in here and get a reading. It don't bother me. As long as you come in here and you have fun and you relate to everybody and we guys all have, we're all cool. It don't bother me. It's cool. That's it. You do, you don't. And again, Marley, I helped you, but you gotta do the rest and you have, you know. And that's the thing. We all help each other. And the reason that you got help from me is because spirit aggravated me to talk to you. If not, I would have never this never wouldn't have been anything. When I came in your room, that I was telling somebody yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I was telling somebody, I said, I never knew Marley personally like I know now. Because I used to go in your room and I always used to try and get a question, but you'd be so fucking busy. You had that little board there with your name on it. And I'm like, this fucking woman's always busy, man. I never catch this woman. I never get the fucking notifications. I want to ask her a question. There's all these people in here. I'm like, I just want a goddamn question. And then every time I say, hey Marty, how you doing? Um, Can I be on the list? You be like, oh, sorry, Margie, I can't. I'm booked. I ain't got nobody. I said, fuck, man. And then one night, you were like, all right, Margie, I don't know if you ever remember. You probably don't remember this, but it was like maybe 3, 4 years ago. Maybe probably even longer than that. Maybe like, yeah, probably like 3, 4 years ago. You finally gave me a reading in there. And I was like, fuck, I finally got a question answered. I PayPal'd you. And I was like, fuck, this woman finally answered me. She's finally going to answer a question. I can't remember what the damn question was because it was so long ago. But I tell people that all the time. So I've known of you, but never like known you. And then when you showed your face, I was like, oh, let me go see what this person looks like. Let me see what the face behind the voice is. And then when I came in your room that day, and I was like, I heard your grandfather fucking nagging the shit out of me. Please tell Marty this, and you gotta tell my granddaughter. You gotta tell her this. You gotta come on, please, man. And I'm like, look, I'm not interrupting this woman, man. She's gonna be like, get the fuck out of here, man. She's gonna ban me. She don't want to hear this shit, man. She probably don't even believe it. She just finished saying she ain't no damn psychic. She ain't gonna believe no medium shit. And he's like, no, trust me, I know. If you tell her the truth, she'll believe you. And I'm like, all right, motherfucker. Like, this guy's annoying. He was like, nee, 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 nee. And I was like, all right, fuck, let me type out this shit. I hope this woman don't ban me and tell me fuck off. And then you was like, how the hell you know that? And that's how Marty and I became friends, because I gave her a reading in her room during her live. And then I gave her mom a reading probably like about 2 months later after I knew her. I gave her mom a reading when she was there too. And his mom confirmed all this shit that I was seeing. It was crazy. So it's weird because some spirit are very, very persistent. They'll be like, yo, please, for the love of God, tell this person that I'm hearing this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, man. I don't want to be in here, man. Come on, don't aggravate me. And I feel bad not doing it, because what if that person really needs to hear that shit? What if that person really is telling me the truth? And saying, hey, look, Mark, please tell this person that, this, and this. So fortunately, I get the truth. So it's nice. So yeah, that's how Marley and I became cool. And then she came in here. I told her I'm going live. She knew who I was, but she said, I said, look, I'm going live later if you want to get the rest. So she came in my live later on that night, and I gave her some more information. And now she's a pain in my ass and brings all these fucking people over here, and they ask me all these crazy questions. Nah, she's cool. You know me, Marty. I'll get rid of anybody, and if they aggravate me. But yeah, it's fun. I always used to check out other psychics and shit like that. I've made a lot of good friends on here. A lot of good people have been in this room, and a lot of weirdos too, but more good than bad, So that's the main thing. And I'm just glad that we all support each other, because a lot of people don't like that shit. They get jealous, and like Martin and I, we don't care. We just want to help everybody. We don't give a shit if somebody's in each other's room, like buying readings. We don't give a fuck. We've never talked about that, and we never will, because it doesn't bother us. We don't care. And I always tell people, look, if I'm not here, go see Marley. And then Marley would do the same. If I'm not here, look, I'm not no fucking medium, go see Mark. And people do that with me all the time. People always say, look, I'm not no medium, go see Mark. Or like, I'll be like, hey, look, let's go to Marty's channel. Let's go to so-and-so's channel. Let's go here. Let's go there. I'm always been that way. I've never been I'm not jealous of anybody. Or if I see one of my friends in your chat room or someone else's, I don't give a fuck. It don't bother me. I don't own you, and nobody owns you. You can go wherever you want and buy whatever you want and get a reading wherever you want. It don't make, and that's what a lot of psychics' problems are on YouTube. They get jealous. when they see somebody else in somebody else's room getting a reading, and they're like, "What the fuck? This is my client." This is not your client. Nobody's your fucking client in this business. Nobody is really solely your client unless they say, "Hey, I only get readings from Mark. That's it. Fuck all of you." Now, if they say that, then that's my client, right? Because they're dedicated to me. Now, if they say, "Hey, I go to Marley, I go to Star Lotus Terror, I go to Mark, I go to so and so, I go to Beck, I go to this person," then hey, that's fine. I'm not offended one bit. It don't bother me no bit. I don't give a fuck where you go. As long as you're getting the right answers and you're getting, the information, because we're all supposed to be helping each other. See, that's the biggest problem on here is that other people feel like they own you, or they're like, "Oh, don't listen to them. I can give you more information. I'll do it for cheap, or I'll do it for this, or I can do that." Yeah, fuck off. You know? Yeah, there you go, Miss McKean. Yeah, yeah. Star put me on to a lot of people, and that's because I read her in here one day, and she was like, she never really got a mediumship reading from me, so that day changed a lot of things, and it was, it was a beautiful reading. It was just like, it was like perfect. It was like everything happened for a reason. And I never told her to promote me or to talk about me, because I don't like when people really do that, because it gets a lot of weirdos around. But it ended up being fine. As I can handle the weirdos, I just get rid of them. We all get weirdos, not just me. And when she made a video talking about me, saying that I was the best, and you know, put my name out there, it bring me a lot of people, you know, and I appreciate it, and that's like, it was a good thing she did that, because it made me realize that people actually don't hate on me, and some people like her don't hate on people. Like she's out to help everybody, because she don't do mediumship. She wanted to send people who need it to somebody who she can recommend. And how many people can you recommend these days? You can't really recommend somebody, because people are fucking idiots, and they're liars, and they're cheaters, and they scam you. So it's not too many people I want to recommend, because people are just fucked up. But I'll recommend you if I love you and I care about you, and I feel like you would do a good job for somebody, sure. But if I don't, it's because I don't trust you. But I obviously I can do some things that some people can't. So hey, I'll help you, no problem. But don't think I'm gonna go above and beyond like every single time, and I don't really know you like that. It ain't happen. Yeah, there you go. You know, yeah, but that's the thing. Like a lot of people on here, I've noticed, like, are very. That's why they don't come in here no more, and that's why I don't associate with certain people, because they get too jealous, and they feel like it's a competition to see who's right. There is no competition. It's either you're right or you're wrong, or you connect or you don't connect. That's the situation. And everybody you read for, right? Every person that a person reads for can change that reading just like that. You know, like I can be right about you, but you say that I'm wrong just to make me look bad. You could do that if you wanted to. You know what I mean? People are that bad minded and that evil that they would do something like that, because they're sick and tired of seeing everybody say that I'm good, or the reading happened. And people will do shit like that and have done that in the past. You know? But everything's fine now. Like this year has been a very good year. I only had to get rid of like one or two people, and it's like this is the year I've had to get rid of less people. So it's a blessing not to get like rid of a lot of people every year. It's like it's getting less and less people I have to get rid of. So it's nice to not be bothered or aggravated. And I don't really want like 30, 40 people in my room every night aggravating the shit out of me. Like I don't want that. You know, average of 10 people a night is perfect. As long as it's 10, I'd rather have 10 good people than have 30 idiots. So hey, it's a it's a hard road to travel sometimes because a lot of people don't understand what it takes to do certain things and to always have like a positive attitude and an outcome. And a lot of people don't understand like just being cool with somebody and just talking to somebody and making them laugh, it goes a long way because you don't really know what anybody goes through in their life. When you come in here, you might be happy and cool and laughing. And when we log off, you might go back to a shitty life, or you might go back to a depression state of mind. I don't know what you're doing, but people don't understand that that's what happens to some people. Is they have to go back to a fucked up place, and when they see you, they're like, yes, finally, I can laugh and I can be myself and I can listen to some bullshit and have fun, or get a message and feel good about myself. See, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people come in these rooms that don't have like a good mindset and they have a fucked up life or they have bad shit happen to them and they just want to have some type of motivation or hear something decent to make them, feel like things are going to get better. A lot of people don't understand that, like, and that's why, like, I don't really judge every single person that comes in here or like make too much of a big deal about what happens. And people like don't understand, like, if somebody says certain things, it's because they're really talking from their heart and they know that you might be talking about how good your life is and somebody's been talking about how bad they're going through things, and half the people that are listening don't give a fuck, and the other half are like, wow, I'm gonna pray for them. I really hope there's some days where I wish I can make everything better, but I know I'm not Superman, so I can only do certain things, do my part, but I'm not supposed to like fix the world. That's not my job, and neither is it yours. We can only do what's best for us, and that's what I always say. You know. Oh, Jocelyn, I'm blessed to have you guys here because without you guys, I can't, be here. I'd be here talking to myself. So everybody comes in here. The people that come in here, some people just like to hang out and just talk. Some people get reading. Some people, just talk to each other. One thing I like about all of us is we all ask each other how we're doing. We all remember what's going on in each other's lives. We all have, fun. And when people are depressed or have a problem, we all try to help each other solve it, or we recommend things, we give advice, or we have the same situation, or we have been in the same situation. So if somebody can help another person, hey, go for it. I never say, hey, don't talk to so and so. It's not your fucking channel. I'm not like some of these idiots out here. Like, I just want everybody to be cool and help each other. That's all. Everyone that's here is from the Flamingo Inn. Yes, exactly. We're VIP members. Yeah, I can't believe it's gonna be 5 years I've been on here. You know, on the 18th of this month, it's gonna be 5 years I've been on here. And I remember the very first night I came on here. The video is still on here. And I was like watching TV, and my friend Elizabeth was like, "Come on, Mark, please, you gotta help people. Like you're so good, and you need to help people. Like people need people that do mediumship and see spirits and shit. And I know you don't want to do it. I know you're happy with your life and you don't want to deal with us people, but you really should start your own channel, please." And I'm like, "Look, woman, I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to come on here and get aggravated and be like on here and fucking weirdos and shit, man. I don't feel like getting trolled. I don't feel like dealing with that shit." So anyway, I was like, "Well, how do you do it?" So she's like, "Look, just press go live, and then your camera will come on, your audio." I was like, "All right, let me try this fucking shit, man." And I never forgot I was on my couch, and I was like, "Fuck it, let me go live, let me see what's going on." So then, like, next thing you know, I'm here 5 years later, dealing with a bunch of pain in the asses and a bunch of good people too. So it's all good. I'm glad I did it, and she got me to do it. And then I got myself involved with a lot of crazy people. But the good thing is that it's all calmed down now. It's all back, to a normal adult type of state where I have decent people around and not a bunch of idiots. So, and ever since I stopped doing free readings and shit like that, a lot of people don't come back because I ain't doing no free shit no more. I did free shit for 3 years straight, and it's either you pay or you get a free message, and that's it. I've done my free part, so you know, that's it. But it was a decent. It's been a decent 5 years. The first year was good. The second and third year, I had a lot of controversy on here, a lot of bad people, trolls, people who twisted my words, tried to get me in trouble, because I would talk about stories and things about certain subjects that make people sensitive. I've had a lot of arguments on here, a lot of battles, a lot of people you know um, disrespecting my opinions and things like that. A lot of crazy hoods that come in here, crazy fucking people, mental ass people. And I had to deal with a lot of bullshit. So I left YouTube for like a couple months, almost a year. I left. I still came on every now and then, and I went on Instagram and I made my page private, and I just added only people that I trusted. And I just went over there and went over Instagram, and everything was great over there. And then YouTube had the option of subscribers only mode. So a friend of mine was like, "Hey, look, you can put your shit on subscribers only." And I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh, good." So I came back to YouTube and I got the subscribers only mode, so I don't have to deal with the trolls and the idiots. So that's why I'm back over here, because it's better now. I don't have to deal with a bunch of idiots. So it's a lot more peaceful now. So there was a time where I had to get away from here because it was bad. I had to deal with a lot of weirdos and people who didn't like to hear my comments about their groups and their people and their ways and shit. But I have every right to talk about what I want. It's my channel. You don't like it? Go fuck yourself. That's how I felt back then, and I still feel that way. But I had to prove to some of those people that I will read people from your groups and your society and your people, and I had never had a problem doing that. But at the end of the day, what I say is how I feel. So if you don't like it, that's your problem, not my problem. I never made them my problem anyway. So fuck them. And now I don't have to worry about it at all. So it becomes a task. It was a task at some point, but it's definitely really good now. I don't have to deal with a lot of idiots. But I miss going on Instagram because Instagram, like I felt free. I felt freer than here. And I felt like, because here, anybody can come and watch you, but on Instagram, they can't. So, like, anybody that was in my room, I knew who was in there. Whereas people that come in my room in here, they can be sitting here watching me and listening to me and then, do bad shit or twist my words like they did. So now I still don't know who's in here, but unless you type, but I know that at the end of the day, I ain't got to worry about none of those sensitive topics because it's all out in the open now. So it's either you know or you don't know. Not my problem. Dan, you being naughty again? You said sorry about your French. Hi, motherfuckers. Yeah, it's okay. You can swear in here. It's cool. I swear every day, all day in here. I say fuck like 20 times in a live, so it's all good. As long as you're not calling somebody that, you know, yeah, like being rude. But I know you're not rude. It's cool. You're a Leo, you're my favorite Leo now. What can I say? I thought I'd never say those words again. I remember being in a guy's chat room that I used to be in for like a long before I had my channel. I was always in another person's channel, and I'm not gonna mention their names or whatever. But I used to have this. I started this trend, and I would say, "Oh, what sign are you?" So and so, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm a Leo." I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I want to make you my favorite Leo. So I had everybody in this chat room saying that shit. Everybody be like, "Oh, Mark, you're my favorite Aquarius." Oh, and so is my favorite too. It's okay to have two favorites, right? I said, "Yeah, you can do whatever you want." So all the whole fucking live, people be like, "Oh, here's my favorite Aries," or "Here's my favorite so and so," and I'm like, "Look what I started." So like I do it in here sometimes too. Like I'm like, "Oh, you're my favorite," you know. Yeah, exactly, pretty much. Yeah, but at least you're a good turd, you know. You could be a bad turd. There's good turds out there. So yeah, and then it started to offend certain people. They're like, "Oh, Mark, you said I was your favorite so and so," and I'm like, "Look, okay, you're all my favorite, okay? Why the fuck you guys got to make things different?" So yeah, I started that bullshit back in the day, and yeah, some of those jealous people were like, "Oh, I thought I was." I'm like, "Yeah, you're my favorite on Wednesdays. You're my favorite on Sundays," and they used to laugh and be like, "Okay, cool. At least I'm Mark's favorite on today." And I'm like, "Wow, you people are weird. You just can't just like take a joke or just take shit in a mild way, and you just want to get any or a jealous freak." So now I don't really do it, so nobody gets mad, because I have a lot of same sign people in here. So yeah. See, Miss Bikini's claiming that I'm her favorite widow, which she is. She is my favorite widow. And, yeah, I know it's cool. You can tease me. Marley's my favorite Scorpio when she sleeps, because Scorpios are just a pain in the ass anyway. So when Marley goes to sleep, she becomes my favorite Scorpio of all time. So when she says bye and she goes and watch the eyelid channel and she goes to sleep in her wolfy blanket, when she goes to sleep and she starts snoring with her mouth wide open in her bed, God says, "Oh, look at that. That's Mark's favorite Scorpio." Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, that's another one of my sayings is the eyelid channel. Some people get that, some people don't. I used to say, all right, everybody, I'm gonna go watch the Eyelid channel. People be like, what channel is that? I'm like, this channel's stupid. You watch your eyelids, you go to sleep, duh. Oh, I'm like, wow, you people are really fucking, like, fuck is wrong with you? Everybody watches the Eyelid channel, dummy. So yeah, I have to go through these things from time to time. But yeah, I usually tell everybody you're my favorite, when you sleep. I love you when you sleep. I have my nephew saying that. My youngest nephew says, I love you, bro. Love you when you sleep. I'm like, yep, love you too when you sleep. So yeah. Yeah, she is. I wouldn't know, but I'm sure she does. I just like her when she sleeps. That's all. She's my favorite Scorpio when she sleeps. It's like my dog. My dog's my favorite Aquarius when she sleeps too. As long as she don't snore. She snored the whole life. It's a fucking miracle. You gotta go check her heart rate, see if she's actually living. And like, see if I know like you're Hispanic or you're Portuguese or you're from like Canada or something, I'll say, yeah, you're my favorite Canadian or you're my favorite American. Oh, but why am I not your favorite Aquarius? I said, because so and so is my favorite Aquarius, dummy. Okay, okay, that's fair enough. I'm like, wow. What do you want to do? Be my online bitch now? Like, damn, you guys can't just take a damn joke. I ain't gotta have you as my favorite every damn day. Sorry, it was rough. I can't like do anything without people like fucking up the program. But it's all good. But see, Dan's my favorite Leo because there is no other Leos in here. So he's my favorite Leo now. I used to hate this Leo guy. He like ruined the channel that I was in, and he like fucked everything up. He was like a complete asshole. He was like a really shady type of like, he would like talk behind people's backs and he would like try and make the channel into like a church session or something. Like he was a weirdo. One time I said to him, you should go play bingo because you're over 60 and leave us like 30, 40-year olds alone. So like, he got offense to that. He got pissed off, you know. So yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Uncle Fester. Oh, holy shit. Yeah, you know. Yes, that's what we used to call him sometimes. Uncle Fester. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Man, it was hard telling somebody you're my favorite Aquarius because there was so many Aquariuses around at the time. I can't say that. I can't say that shit in here. Oh yeah, well that Uncle Fester, he was something else. But there was two of them. There was the father of the other guy. He was a Leo too. He was a fucking idiot as well. But Uncle Fester, he was like, he was drunk and high all the time. I haven't seen that fool forever. I don't even know what he's doing. But yeah, Uncle Fester, he was something else. He was something else. He got his karma though. He got his wake up call. He fucked around with the wrong person. Yeah, I haven't seen him, and I don't. Nobody's told me about him or talked about him. I never go look at him because he's got like demonic energy around him. I don't really want to look at that guy. He's definitely like self-centered and self-absorbed. And I call him a raccoon because he has these big black bags underneath his eyes. He looks like a raccoon. He looks so different now. The last time I saw him was probably the beginning of this year when somebody sent me a picture of him. My friend said, I know you don't want to see him, but here, just look what he looks like. I'm like, okay. So I looked and I'm like, fuck, he looks like a raccoon. He's got them big black bags underneath his eyes. He's young. He's younger than me too. He's like 10 years younger than me, and he looks terrible. He looked terrible in that picture. I'm like, yeah, that's what alcohol and drugs do to you. He's another one who had portals in his closet too. He thought he was the best medium in the world. That guy, he was something else. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't blame you, Armand. I wouldn't go in there. That guy there, he's toxic as shit. Yeah, I remember a friend of mine sent me a picture of him and said, "Yeah, look at your buddy. He looks terrible." I'm like, "Yeah, of course he does. Fucking drinks and does drugs. What the fuck you expect?" So I call him a raccoon now because he looks like a raccoon. You know how raccoons have like the circle around their eyes? He looks like a raccoon now. But yeah, Uncle Fester, and there's a lot of other idiots as well that I had to deal with. But I'm so glad I don't have to deal with them no more. But yeah, there's a lot of people that I know still talk to my enemies or people that I don't like, but I'm sure they go. I'm sure they come in here and pop in from time to time. Hi, I know you guys still love me and come and check on me. It's cool. But guess what? I don't love you and don't give a shit. If you come in here and look at me, it's cool. Just know that, I don't miss you and I don't care. But you can come by and say hi and, look at me. Ain't nothing changed. I'm still the same. I'm good. Still don't need your dumbasses. But I'm sure you would like to say hello to me and be my friend, but you're not. No, nada. When you're gone, you're gone. Well, that's the thing. I never tell anybody to stop watching somebody because I don't like them. I just warn people. I'm like, look, that person, they're not really like, up there somewhere. So I always warn people about certain people, and then some people don't listen to me. I've had a woman friend of mine. She's a reader too. She comes in here from time to time, normally during the day, and she was associating with a person that I fell out with that I don't like and was very shady and scamish. And I read for this person numerous times, and we fell out because she tried to tell me what to do, and she was always like jealous and like she's older than me and stuff. So my other friend that I care about, she says, "Oh, do you know so and so?" And I'm like, "Oh God." She's like, "Oh, please tell me everything because I don't know if I should get involved with her." And I'm like, "Don't." She's like, "Okay, Mark, I trust you." And then she ended up being cool with the person, and then they, she later on found out that I was right about her, and she says, "Yeah, Mark, you're right. She's a scam artist and she's full of shit, and she just rambles on about random trash and." Yeah, you were right. And I'm like, and now she was like, yeah, thanks for telling me and warning me. Even though I didn't take your warning 100%, I had to find out for myself and I did. But, thanks anyway. And I don't deal with the person anymore. I said, well, all because someone doesn't uh, value my friendship or value my opinions or is cool with me, doesn't mean they're not going to be cool with you. Because there's some people who you like and I don't, and some people who I don't like and you do like. And you're saying, well, they never did nothing wrong to me, and that's the way life is. We're all not supposed to like the same people all the time. It's like, or because that person didn't set right with me doesn't mean they're gonna set right with you. And I'm never gonna tell you, hey, don't go in that person's room. They're a piece of shit. Or I'll be like, well, you'll figure it out. You'll come back here and tell me I was right. But then again, like I said, it's a 50-50 chance. You know, you never know. Somebody could be bad to you, but decent to somebody else because they might have had some like, vendetta against me, but they really like you and they get along with you. So I never really like care if you associate with somebody I don't like. It don't make no difference to me. But don't come in here and talk about them and say that they're this and that. I don't give a shit. If I don't like them, don't mention them around me. And if you do, it's gonna probably get you in trouble because if they see you in here, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you support Mark? I saw you in there. You know, I saw you in there. I saw you in Mark's chat room. Oh, you did. I see you've been spying. Okay, right, no problem. Sounds like you're jealous." Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it, Jocelyn. You say hello, but not knock on the door. Exactly. You know. Well, that's the thing, Miss Bikini. It's not for me to tell you where to go, but it's. I feel like if I warn you or warn anybody in here that hey, so and so is not who you think they are, I'd rather warn somebody. At least I'll tell you, and at least you'll be like, oh, well, you should have told me, Mark. I didn't know. I can be fucked up and let you get scammed or let you get disrespected, and then you'd be like, why you didn't tell me, Mark? And I'll be like, well, not my fault. But now I say what I say every day. I say, look, this person's not who you think they are. So we have to. I feel like when we do that for each other, it's a good thing. If you share your bad experiences with somebody that you see in someone else's room, it's good to just warn them. At least you can say, hey, look, at least I warned them. So, but like I said, not everybody has the same experiences. And another thing that I always say to a lot of people is, there's a lot of women on here, a lot, 90%, 90 to 95% of the psychic activity is women, right? I would say 90%. And then there's like guy readers like myself, guys who have channels where girls are in there or women are in there, talking to them, getting readings from them, or just want to fuck them or do whatever they want to do in there, right? Majority of it's women. And some women have like bad energy towards all men who are psychics and all men that are doing this type of work. So a lot of women will be either jealous, envious, or vengeful towards that man, even though that man ain't done nothing to them. But they feel like, hey, look, this is our world, and there's more women over here, so fuck these guys, don't go to them. I've had women do that to me. I've had three women specifically, and all three were readers, well, wannabe readers, but all three of them were like wannabe readers, and they all were scamming and conning people, and they were like acting as if they were real readers. All of them got readings from me, but yet will go around saying that I'm taking food off of their table, and I'm a man, and that's I shouldn't be taking the food off of the women's table, and I shouldn't be like taking their clients. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? How the hell am I taking your clients if you're the dumbasses who talk about me on your lives and send the people to me? So how am I taking food off of your table if you're recommending these people to come to my room? And how am I taking food off your table if you're the ones getting reading from me, dumbass? So a lot of women were like, there was three women in particular that did that shit to me. And they would like go and say it to each other, and the emails got back to me. People sent me the emails of them talking shit, saying how I took food off their table. And I'm like, first of all, I ain't taking food off of nobody's table because this is a business. This is a hobby, or it could be something like, part time. And why would you recommend me if it bothered you that I was going to take food off your table? So you don't make no sense. And I've explained this scenario plenty of times. And, and I had to, one day I took my phone and I printed the emails of two of those women and I put them up like that. I showed the emails. I said, look, you want to listen to these conniving hoes? Look at the email. What does it say? What name does it say in the corner? And what are they asking me? They're asking me for a reading, right? So how the fuck they're saying I take food off of their table if they're coming to me? And when people find that out, people are like, oh fuck, Mark's telling the truth. But see, a lot of women, they're like, oh, this man, Mark's a man. You can't trust him because all men are non-trustable because we have a penis, like Dan said, and we're a man and you're like mad because a man fucked you and left you. So that's my fault because I'm just like that guy that destroyed your life because you're like a petty woman that lives in this stupid world and thinks that all men are bad. And that's what those women were. They were women who had men issues and took it out on me because I was a good man and they didn't know how to handle it. But you know what? All that shit backfired in their face. And people will come to me afterwards and say, Mark, I can't believe that shit. This bitch had the nerve to talk shit about you after all you did for him. I said, yeah, of course, because that's how it works. They get mad and they get jealous. So why do I need them? And people still come to me still today and talk about one of those women, especially. They talk about one of those three. The other ones I don't hear nothing about. But one of them like is a serious con artist, and somebody would say, "Hey, do you know so and so, Mark? Because I know you've been on, here for a while." I'm like, "Oh, I know her," and they're like, "Oh my God, she did this and she did that," and I'm like, "Yep, exactly, Dan. That's all we're good for." But you know what? I can't say that about all women because all women are not like that. But when you start like being better than a woman or you have more like stuff, more than a certain woman, they get like real weird. Some women and men are like people are just like stupid like that. I've had my share of like idiots on here. That's why I'm glad I have you guys because you guys aren't like that. And that's the best part of it. I have like civilized, decent, growing up people in here. And most people in here are older than me now. So it's nice. I used to have a lot of younger, idiotic people who, will act like that, where they had no morals and values and they didn't know the value of anything. So like I appreciate like all the people like that are older than me and teach me the way of life. But unfortunately, we have to deal with idiots every day. And jealousy is like a disease that doesn't go away. It doesn't have a cure. And that's why I don't deal with jealous people. I can't stand them. And if I'm helping you and you're helping me, great. There's no reason to be jealous of me, and there's no reason for me to be jealous of you. God put us together for a reason. So why can't you accept that? Why do you have to be jealous of somebody? If God put you and another person together, God did it for a reason. So you and that person can evolve together, help each other, and do some things together. He didn't put you together for no other reason, you know? So, but if one of you fuck up, then that's where your free will comes in. But if you didn't, then maybe you two could have done something special. But instead, you were the one who ruined everything. and I was perfectly fine with whatever was going on. Yeah, exactly. And Jocelyn, you're absolutely right. And if the thing is, I've had bad experiences with men and women, but I'm not gonna hate every man and woman. I just don't trust everybody. I trust a few people, very, very few people that I trust. And if you were like shady in the past, then I'm not gonna trust you in the future. I don't care how cool you are with me now. I'm still gonna remember what you did. I'm still gonna remember that I couldn't trust you 3 years ago. I'm still gonna remember that I can't trust you 10 years ago because you people don't really change unless you see the actions and the changes. Now, if you see the actions and the changes, just be aware that those are good. It's fine. You can trust them 90% maybe, but that other 10% was from that time you did it. So you have to understand that. And if you can, you're good to go. If you can't, then you got to work on it. Well, that's the thing. We had a person that used to come in here, and she used to say that she knew this guy, but never really saw him. And just like, and you was calling this guy your man, but you never met him. And I'm like, what do you mean you never met him? How could you call somebody your man if you never met him in real life? You're talking to this person on the phone, but do you video chat with him? Oh yeah. Okay, well, when are you gonna see each other? Like Christmas? Or now? Or what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Can't call nobody your man if you ain't physically seen him. That person can be bullshitting you, you know. That's why I got rid of some people on here because they were like delusional as fuck. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I can't read for you. This is like a lie. This is like a bullshit story here. I'm telling you, people are very delusional. I've been on one dating app. It was called Adult Friend Finder. And my friend said that there were some Bermudian girls on this website. And he said there was some that were in my location. Just go check it out. And I was like, look, bro, I ain't going on no like websites and looking for no girls. That's all a scam. He's like, just go in there. You see if you see some of them. See if you see anybody you know. And I was like, all right, man, I'll just go in there and check it out. So I went on there and I created a profile. This is like maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago. So I created a profile, put my picture there, and this woman said, "Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm from your area. My name is so and so." I'm like, "Oh, cool, nice. My name is Mark. Obviously, I am the person in the picture. Are you?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." I said, "Okay, cool." So I spoke to her like online, for like never met her, just talking to her through the website, through the adult friend finder thing, whatever. I never forget this. It was my first experience doing, like going on a dating app. And she was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I said, "How long you been here?" Talking about, she lied to me the whole fucking time. It wasn't even like that person. So because I test everybody, I say, okay, well, if you really are this person in the picture and you really are from Bermuda, um, would you like to meet up? And you can bring somebody with you and we can go to a public place so you can think that so we don't have any discrepancies or any bad things, or, if you like, we can video chat, I'll give you my number or whatever. And she kept beating around the bush and saying all these things and like not wanting to do anything. So I'm like, well, why are you on this website? If you don't want to link up with me and you're the one who reached out to me, why don't you want to link up or actually meet? I've been talking to you for like a month now. So what are you doing? Why are you on this website? Just to talk to people? So then I was like, you know what? If you don't meet me today, then I'm cutting you off. Because that means that you're fake. And she never responded. And that's no answer is an answer. That's why I never went on a dating website ever again. Because my first experience was a bad one. And I do it all the time. When I was on Instagram and I read for some people online, um, we got cool and whatnot. And I'm like, well, turn on your camera so I can see who you are. And they wouldn't do it. They give me excuses. I'm like, yeah, because you're full of shit. You're not who you say you are. And that's what I do to people. If you don't video chat with me and if I can see you and talk to you, then you're not real. You're just a robot, or you're just somebody who's trying to scam me or talk shit and not even do anything. You can send me pictures, but you might not be that person in the picture. You might be bullshitting me. I can go to anybody's profile right now, take a picture of a random. I can go to Dan's profile and go take a picture of Dan. Not that I obviously will, or not that I know he has, because it just says D. That's why he put D there, because he's talking about the D. But like, say his picture was on there, and I took a picture of him, I screenshot it, and I said, "Oh, this is me." And she'd be like, "Oh, cool, oh yeah." And I say, "I'm a Leo, my name's Dan, and blah blah blah." Anybody can do it and lie like fucks and just say this is who I am. So if you don't physically video chat me, then you're nobody. You're just a bullshit person. And that's how, like, I got the online thing down to I got it down pat. So if I start talking to somebody, I'm gonna tell them, if you don't video chat me, then I'm not talking to you no more. All you gotta do is video chat me and say, "Hi, I'm so and so." I'm like, "Okay, cool, I see you. All right, I trust you now. You're real. You're a person." But if you don't do it, that makes me suspicious of you. That makes me know that you're full of shit. You know? But if I don't have to video chat with you, then I'm not going to. You see what I mean? So that's how I get the scammers. That's how you expose a scammer, by them not video chatting with you. And then some people would say, "Well, Mark, what if the person's not comfortable? Then why are you on this site for? Why are you talking shit to me for?" You know? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I used to get too. I used to get like pictures of her breasts, or somebody's breasts, or somebody's coochie. If I mean, if I know you and we're like talking for a long time and we're video chatting, I don't care. Like, you can do that to me, and if you really want to see it, and I know you like that, and I'm cool with you, and we're like dating or something, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll do it if you really want it, but I really don't want to do that, because you never know. Just tapping into your phone. But that's different. Like, if I know you. But if I don't know you, I'm not gonna send you no picture of my D. You out of your mind? Fuck that. See, there you go, Jocelyn. Your dad said you just should have sent him a picture of his. That would have been fun. Yeah. But see, that's what this generation does. They think that that's impressive by sending you a picture of their body parts. But how do I know it's you? How do I know it's you? And I'll tell you a story before I get out of here, right? I know this. I know this girl, this woman, right? She went to my school. She was my boss's daughter at the time, and she had a thing for me. But I was like, you're a little bit too young. I can't be dealing with you, like, you're young. So she ended up turning out to be a hoe in her later days, in her 20s and 30s. She was like, she ended up turning into a hoe. And she still is, actually. And a friend, one of my best friends, had sex with her. And I didn't know. And we went into this shop one time where she worked. And she looks at me and says, "Oh, you know him? And you guys know each other?" I'm like, "Yeah, we work with each other." "Oh." And she was like all fucked up. She was like, "Oh shit, Mark's gonna find out something about me." And I didn't know what it was about, right? I was just like, whatever. So when we left, me and my friend were in the car, and he's like, "Do you know that girl we just saw?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You know her?" I say, "Yeah, I've known her. I watched her grow up. I used to work with her dad." And I said, "I know she's a hoe now." She goes, "Oh yeah, she's definitely a hoe. I fucked her like a couple of days ago." And I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm being dead serious. I have the pictures of her whole body. Here, look at it." I'm like, "No, I don't want to see that shit, man." And he's like, "Look, it's her. Look." And I'm like, I looked at her briefly, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's definitely her." I'm like, "Oh fuck." I was like, "Wow." I said, "No wonder she said, 'Did I know you?'" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, kind of like, "Oh fuck." And I was like, "Yeah," because she portrays to me like she's not a hoe, but she really is. See, she fucked you and just knew you for a week. So I just rested my case, and I got to see her naked on the pictures that she sent my friend. Wow. So I was like, shocked at the time. But see, and that was like 10 years ago, something like that. Yeah, it was actually no, it was longer than that. That was like maybe my bad. I've been on my own for 17. So it's probably like 18, 19 years ago. Like almost 20 years ago that happened. And I was like, oh fuck, this is crazy. That was before I went on my own. Yeah. And I was like, see, this is what these people do. They portray they're somebody they're not. And if he didn't show me the pictures of her, I would have never believed him. But I knew deep down inside that she was like that. That's why I never got involved with her. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be somebody's leftovers, and I don't want to be with somebody that's going to be sending pictures to somebody else. Like, but I've had a situation like that, but I was, actually, kind of dating the person, so like it's different. But when you don't know somebody, like I'm not expecting somebody in here to like say, "Hey, look, Mark, look at my ass or my titties or my coochie. This is what you're missing." If you do that to me, I'm not gonna respect you because that means you've done it to a lot of people. So that's gonna turn me off. Even though I'll look at it and be like, "Wow, I can have that if I want." That's cool. But anyway, how many people you did that to? Lord knows I might get an STD from you, dumbass. No thanks. Even if you're like my girlfriend for like years and you send me a picture of your coochie and said, "Hey babe, you want this?" I'll laugh about it or whatever, and I'll be like, "Look, babe, don't do that shit. People can hack your phone and see that coochie." She'd be like, "Send me a D pic." I'm like, "No thanks, I'm not gonna do that. You'll see it in person when you see it." Yeah, see, there you go. That sucks. But a lot of people don't have morals and values or anything like that. They don't value their sex and life, and they don't value their bodies, and that's the generation of today. You know, they they're very weird, man. I don't understand people anymore. It's kind of sad, but what can you do? There's nothing really you can do. You just have to deal. You deal with stupidity and dumbass people. Unfortunately, that's the case. Mhm, mhm. Anyway, I enjoyed our conversation on here. Hermana's like, look, dirty bird, I don't need to see that PP, bruh. It's cool. You know? Exactly. Yeah, that's basically what happens, Dan. Everybody had it before me, which is okay, but I don't want to catch nothing from you. There is clean coochies out there, and clean bees, but it's you gotta find them. But it's not good to like dip in the pot and get burnt. You know, that's the biggest problem right now, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like honestly, I feel like not too many people are clean down there, and I would be very like skeptical of having sex like without protection with anybody because like I would have to tell them, look, we're gonna go to the clinic together. Oh, why? Because I need to get your shit checked. I know I'm good, but I don't know if you are. And if they push the issue for protection, then I know that they got a sick coochie. And nowadays, it's like it's such a big risk. You know, I always used to have a saying out there. I always used to say to my friend, I'm like, watch out for these hoods, man. You're gonna get some sick nuts. And he used to laugh like crazy. He's like, where the fuck do you come up with this shit? I said, look, I'm being serious, man. Watch out for these girls, man. You'll come home with sick nuts. And he was like, the fuck you talking about? I was like, you'll get it, you'll understand eventually. And he said, yeah, I understand what you mean now. I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to tell you, like, don't be just dipping into anything, bro. You get them sick nuts when you come home, bro. You don't want that. I know a lot of guys who's dealt with that, and it's not good. Cause some women are very vindictive and nasty. They'll give it to you on purpose, and men too. Men will do it on purpose just to give it to you. Because if they know if they get see the thing is with the STD, I know this is a gross conversation, but to some people, but I know we can handle it. We're adults. Um, when somebody gets an STD, they do it. A lot of people do it on purpose if they know they have it because they know that if they give it to you, you're not gonna want to give it to anybody else. So you're gonna end up being with that person more because both of you have it. See what I mean? So a lot of people are very tricky. They have to find somebody that to give it to that they will accept it and be like, okay, you gave it to me, so now we're stuck with each other. And that's the sad part of that situation because I know a few people like that. Yeah, you gotta bust out that red, and- but red sometimes don't work. It's only for the you gotta get that Clorox. Some of them coochies need that Clorox pour. Get that funnel and pour that Clorox in there and disinfect that shit. Yeah. You gotta get that lemon fresh Clorox or the lavender Clorox. Some of them dirty things out there. Red's gonna help, but disinfect it. You know, but you need that Clorox. That Clorox is gonna take it away for that night, so you don't get it. That bleach. Yeah, I know, Justin. Forgive me. Well, that's a good thing, Miss Bikini. A lot of people don't do that, but these people nowadays. That's why I can't trust certain women. If you try to give it up to me fast, I know what you're doing. Well, that's the thing. You can be a conservative hoe. You can like not get a disease. You just have to make sure you deal with somebody who doesn't have one. And that's the challenge. It's a risk you take. Even if the person could be like super cool and super nice and convince you that they don't have anything, but how do you really know? That's why it's so risky now. And that's what holds me back from being with people is you never know what these people are doing. And I got saved. I'll be honest. I'll tell you another brief story right now. Hold on a second. I got saved from a woman with an STD. Thank God I got good friends. I got saved one summertime. The, I remember I was on a boat one time, right? My brother-in-law's boat, and we guys went out. It was me, my brother-in-law, my sister, and this chick that I was dating at the time. We were like in the early stages, no kissing, no hug, like just hugs and just like getting to know each other. She worked with my sister, and she went through a breakup, and she was looking for a new man, and she was beautiful. She was like a model and shit. And she came on the boat, and she was, we were interested in each other. And I was like, yeah, I'll shoot my shot. Fucking right, just fine. I'll deal with it. So my sister invited her, and she came on, and she was like, hell yeah. She told my sister, yeah, I like your brother. He's cool, whatever. So I was on the front of the boat, right, rubbing some suntan lotion on her back, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in now. I'm good to go. She's asking me to rub suntan lotion on her. I'm gonna hit this thing guaranteed. And I was like in my 20s, late 20s. And a few of my friends come by on their boat, and they're like, "Yo, Mark, what's up, bro? Yo, what up?" Yeah, I was like, "Yo, what up? What up?" And it was like a holiday weekend. So it was like, "Yeah, happy holidays, bro." Next thing you know, I got a text message, another text message. I'm like, "Yo, call me when you can, bro." I'm like, "All right." So I'm like, "Yo, what up, man? I just saw you on the boat. You good?" He's like, "Yo, Mark, stay away from that hoe." I'm like, "What you mean? What happened?" I was like, "What do you know about her?" He's like, "Yeah, she's got an STD, bro. That's why she left that guy. That guy gave her an STD. Don't let that bitch give you. I hope you haven't banged her yet." I said, "No, but I was thinking about it. Fuck, I'm doing." I said, "Yeah, if you was putting suntan lotion on her, she's getting you riled up. She's getting you primed up, bro. She's ready to give it to you next." And I was like, "No, man, you guys are lying. You guys are hating on me." He's like, "No, man, I'm dead serious, Mark." And I owe that guy a lot because he saved me. He fucking saved me from that hoe. Did he? And my sister said that she had heard, but she didn't believe it because she had convinced her that it was not true. Come to find out, she did have an STD. Yep. And I was like, thank God I didn't hit that shit. I'd be still scratching my nuts. I'm like, yeah, thank God my boy saved me. Him and another guy warned me. One guy said he knows for sure she has it, and the other guy said, "Hey, look, man, don't hang around that girl. She's got that shit, bro." I was like, "Oh man, thank God you guys saved me, man, because I was about to hit this shit tonight." So yeah, thank God I got saved. I got saved from that sick nuts territory. So I'm good. I'm so glad I got saved. 'Cause I know a lot of guys who get caught up in that shit. I'm like, oh hell no, 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 no. Yeah, it is horrible where I'm on. It's sad, but I'm glad I got saved. Yeah, it is. But see, that's why like I never get attached to like a really seriously beautiful woman because they always got a problem. I'm not saying non-beautiful women aren't a problem, but usually like something that looks good usually is not all that good. And that in her case, I was like, and everybody was jealous of me because they're like, oh yeah, I saw her on the magazine. She's a model, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Like I know she's a model. That means she's got fucking problems. And I said I know her ex boyfriend. I know the guy. And then next thing you know, I got all the information. All I had to do is put some suntan lotion and be seen with her on her back, and that was it. My friends called me one time. I was like, thank God you told me. You know? And I told my sister, don't ever try to set me up with one of your friends again. She goes, oh, well, she convinced me, and I still don't believe it because she's very convincible. And I'm like, look, I heard right from these guys that this girl's got that shit. And then come to find out, she admitted it to my sister. My sister wanted to kill her. Like, you was about to give that shit to my brother, huh? Fuck you doing? Keep that shit to yourself. So yeah, I've been saved from that, thank God. And after that situation, like I was very skeptical about the next person that I was gonna be with, because it always might got me scared to like, oh shit, I hope to God I don't get this shit. And now I don't even care. Like I don't care to be with anybody because that's always gonna be in the back of my mind all the time. And it's in the back of my mind now more than ever because a lot more people talk about it and say that it's a thing now. It's like more, it's all everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, I'll keep my self to myself, man, for now until I find some clean coochie somewhere in the world. I just have to do some cards on them. If I meet somebody, I'll be like, imagine at me asking my cards. I'll be like, okay, spirit, please tell me if this girl has a clean coochie. Does she have an STD? Oh, thank God, she does. Imagine me asking that question to my cards or asking a psychic to find out if the girl's got a clean coochie. That's fucked up, you know. You know? But that's how life is now, man. Ain't no fucking clean ass shit nowhere. All right, Hermana. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna get out of here anyway. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I need to get out of here. I'm so glad it's September. I had a good day today, and I've had a good day. And I'm so glad that it's September, and the energy is already shifted. It's so nice. I feel so calm and so light and so like nice. It's so nice to be September now. It's so good. Fuck August. Go away. I know, right, Dan? I don't understand that. And why would they want to try and give me a STD? That's not good. But hey, that's the life of an Aquarius. It's the life of an Aquarius. Well, that's very true, Miss Bikini. But the thing is, you shouldn't have to do all of that to get some. It should be like a natural thing, you know. Nobody should be like doing extra things just to be like, to give somebody like treatment and shit. It should be automatic, like for both parties. But I know what you mean. I get what you mean. But that's the thing. You never know. Cheating could be like something that just happens out of the blue, like spur of the moment. And some people get drugged. Some people like get conned and manipulated. And some people just do it and get away with it. And do it once and then still get away with it. But it's life. It happens. People do it and then never do it again. People go through phases in life and things like that. But I don't know. Everybody has their moments. I know people that have done it and got forgiven for it. Things like that. My uncle cheated on my auntie, and she accepted him back. And apparently, he never cheated again. But Lord knows if he did, I would never be able to trust anybody. Once you do it once, you're gonna keep doing it. But then again, people change. Hopefully for the good. But I don't condone that shit, you know. Well, some people do it and then they never do it again. So that's the luck of it, I would say, Miss Bikini. You know, some people do it and realize that they just did the worst thing in their life and they say, you know what, I can never do that again. And then some people do it and keep doing it because it becomes a part of their life and they think it's okay. And like I said, other people have vendettas where they say, you know what, I got cheated on by a woman, so now I'm gonna fuck every woman and cheat on them. And I was telling my cousin this just about a couple hours ago when he was here. I told him, I said, you know what, when I lost a woman that I really truly loved and thought that, you know, I had like the best woman in the world, and I really thought I was gonna marry this chick, and I was only 17, 18. She was my high school sweetheart and prom date. I thought I was gonna be with her forever. And then she ended up like, you know, going to college and being with another man and cutting me off. And then I went out with another woman and said, fuck her, whatever, and then went on my way. But ever since that day, I hated women. I really did at an early age. Because I said, how could this bitch like be with me all this time? You beg me to go to the prom. You're always with me. We're with each other all the time. We're going out. You know, and then you go to college and then you just hook up with some other guy and then you just tell me that's it. So when she did that to me, like I automatically hated all women after that. Because I said, if I have to deal with this shit, I'm never gonna like a woman. Like, you know, what the fuck is wrong with you people? But then these women are a lot of women always preach that they want a good man, and then when you get one, you don't know what to do with it. And vice versa. Don't get me wrong. Women with men, men with women, they all do the same shit. You know, they all preach they want something good, and then when they get it, they're like lost. They don't even know what to do with it because you rather have some idiot. You know, I don't get it. So, but they had like a survey of women who cheats more, women or men, and they said women do. And I'm like, well, majority of the cheaters I know in my life were all women anyway. But that's not like, you know, that's just the ones I know. I know men that have cheated too, plenty of them. And I know men that cheated because I saw them with my own eyes, and women. To me, it's 50-50. I don't think women do it more than men or men do it more than women. I just think it's a 50-50 thing. I think both do it as much as each other. Well, that's the thing, you know, when you're of the same sex, you always think that the same sex, like, you know, because you're a woman, you think that women are, you know, worse. And I'm a man, and I think sometimes men are worse, even though the surveys say different. But I just think that, you know, it's just different, you know. I just think that it's all about your experience and how many of you know, you know. Well, that's the thing. You can make a mistake, Miss Bikini, and learn from it. And we all make big mistakes. Everybody's made a big mistake in their life. Even if you don't cheat, you probably marry somebody you regret marrying, or you regret having kids with, or you regret having a job or a boss or whatever. Like, you know, it just, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You might fuck somebody you never wanted to fuck. You might had a job you never should have had, or you might have said something to somebody you regret. You know, we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But at the end of the day, if you repetitively do bad things, like cheating on every person you're with, you're going to hell. And you're like a bad person. So if you do it once and learn from it, then, and there is no good reason for it, you know, there's no reason you should do it anyway. But if you did do it and you learn from it and you never do it again, you can just consider it as, you know, a lesson learned, and just know that you hurt somebody really bad. And if you were to have it happen to you, and you should not feel any way about it, you should say, you know what, I deserve it because I got karma. My whole thing is trust is a big factor for me. If I can't trust you, I will never love you. If I can't trust you, then we're not going to be friends. We're not going to be lovers, and we're not going to do anything together. But if I can trust you, I would definitely love you and want to be around you and want to progress my life with you. So trust is the number one thing. And trust is built over a long time. And there's a saying that a young man said to me 2 years ago. He said, "You know what, Mark? I like listening to you and you got good advice and you got good stories. But my dad told me something." I was like, "What's that?" He said, and he says, "My dad's your age." And he said to me, "My dad said a reputation is built in years and lost in minutes." And I said, "That's a great saying. That's absolutely true. A reputation is built in years, for years, but lost in minutes." Because all you got to do is build up a reputation of being Miss Goody Tissues and fucking Miss Nice Guy, Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Loyal and Mrs. Loyal and Miss Trustworthy. And you just have to take a couple minutes to cheat or do the dumbest thing you've ever done in your life or make the biggest mistake and your reputation is ruined. So that's something that you have to understand that happens. And not, if you make that mistake, that's your fault. You got to deal with that for the rest of your life. And the only thing that I suggest you to do is to never do it again. Repetitive errors and mistakes is a bad thing. So if you did it once, don't ever do it again. That's all. That's all my advice to people who do dumb shit. But that's up to you. You want to do it, that's your fucking problem, not mine. All right. I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys. Dan, Miss Bikini, Jocelyn, Ilda, good night. Romana, I know you said you were good. Yeah, anybody else in here? I can't remember, but yeah, have a good night. You guys enjoy your holiday tomorrow. It's a holiday here too, Labor Day. It's Labor Day in Bermuda today, so today. It's 2 o'clock now, so it's today. So I'm off today, but I'm gonna go at my mom's and go work at my mom's. I'm gonna go fix up her bedroom. So I'm gonna go there and do some work at my mom and dad's tomorrow. But I'll be here tomorrow night as usual. And everybody goes back to school on Wednesday, thank God. Fuckers. All right, good night. God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And enjoy your holiday if you have a holiday tomorrow.